back behind the velvet rope. If I'm wearing a heavy sweater, it's because it's the end of the year and it is time our annual Best of Housewives for 2024. We're here with Sarah Farasia.
Hi, David. Oh my gosh, honey, I am furiously making notes. I have adjusted, changed this list, added, subtracted, thought about. And I'm going to be really honest with you. This is our 10 best housewife moments. But overall, and I'm
Housewives. And by the
housewife.
way, let me just say, it's not who we like. This is really personal, is taken out of it, right? Like there are people on this list I may not like as people. There are people you may not like. These are who had a good year. Did Bryn Whitfield have a top 10 year? Not like even a moment. Just is she in the top? Last year, I think my number one housewife of 2023 was Lisa Vanderpump. I don't think anybody had a better 2023, past or present, for Housewives for than Vanderpump because we had Scandival and she got the spin-off
uh,
show. So this is just in its past and present who had a good year. I don't know how you do your list. I pull up Wikipedia for the OC, Beverly Hills. I mean, I don't leave any stone unturned. I pull up every franchise. We could even include Dallas. Now, I'm going to be honest with you, there's nobody on my list from Dallas, but I even pulled
no.
up Dallas to look at it. Who had, and guys, we are going to do the worst of, but this is who had the best year? The 10 best.
God, I'm telling you, it was hard. First of all, it was hard. And then I do have to say, when I thought of like huge personal moments over the years, we've
Mhm.
had some big ones, right? Like to your point, LVP and Scandival,
Mhm.
Bethany launching Reality Reckoning. That was last year
Mhm.
that it initially kicked off.
Okay, that's very important. That's very important to note.
I actually have to ask you though, did you struggle a bit in seeing a lot of these women really win in 2024? Because I'm going to be honest, there were small victories that I will honor today, but I actually thought overall, my 10 worst moments are going to, I could actually come up with 20. I actually thought overall it was a very difficult year for housewives.
Well, let me just say last year, if you remember, Sarah, 365 days ago, because I know you remember everything that comes out of my mouth, I actually had an honorable mention. Now, today, I have two honorable mentions. So I didn't really have a hard time with best or worst of, but what I found very interesting is people that are on this best of list could also, in a way, be on the worst of list. But we're going to explain.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I found. Now, but I see what you're saying. It sounds like your worst of list was easier for you. It sounds like that was.
Yes, because I just think in general, this is a very pivotal year in Housewives. First of all, 2024, we skipped BravoCon.
We
Not a
did.
great sign, even though a lot of Bravo people defend it like, well, they can't, it's so much money to produce. They can't do it every year. They're going to burn fans out. When you go to BravoCon and see the level of obsessiveness, I
Mhm,
actually think the opposite. It's like people can't get
mhm.
enough. They want it. So no, I have to say I think it was a rough year, and nobody really stands out to me as having this incredible, amazing year. A lot of people's jobs are
Really?
up in the air. Yeah, you don't think?
I think my top three had such a good year. Now, let me just say something else. Would you like to know two of the honorable mentions before we begin?
Yeah, tell me.
I'm going to start out with some controversial takes. My number 12, which really, this is the top 10, but honorable mention, my runner up for honorable mention is now we have an explanation for all of this. I'm going to put at number 12 Alexis Bellino because you all hate her. You do hate her. I get it. And this is an example of somebody that could be on the worst of list. But this woman has been off the air for so many years, and she came back with a bang, was a
Oh,
central storyline, got the guy, got engaged. So whether you, yes, you guys hate her, it hasn't been an easy ride, but I'm giving honorable mention runner up to Alexis Bellino. I think she had a great year. She got some money in the bank for coming back. She got the guy, she got a ring. I think Jesus Jugs had a good year, noise aside. She's my second runner up. Told
okay.
you I'm starting with a. And then my first runner up before we get
Yeah,
to the
tell me.
top
Okay.
10, Here's the thing, guys. This is like I told you the story recently with one of my life coaching people where I told her to read all the bad reviews about herself and I made her cry. And I'm like, you're still alive. When you go through something in life that is so difficult, guys, you're going to still keep standing unless someone takes you out in a body bag. You know what I mean? But this ain't Mob Wives. So my number 11 to me is Girardi, Erica. Like, I don't think anything has to happen to Erica ever again in life. I'm giving her my first runner up for the best year because she's on the show. She hasn't missed a paycheck. I mean, after what she went through, I mean, think of the online hate that certain people get, the rat and all this. I mean, what Girardi faced on a daily basis was so dark. I mean, Erica just must wake up every day and be like, I mean, she was out with Lisa Rinna last night or a couple of weeks ago. They went to see Sting. I'm giving Bellino, Jesus Jugs, my second runner
Wow.
up, and I'm giving Girardi. I think Girardi looks at her year. Every year, it is like, I don't care what happens as long as I'm healthy. I have been through so much worse, baby. What do you
Oh,
think about that?
okay. Well, you know what? I struggled to get 10. So the fact that you have two
Okay.
honorary mentions, what do I know, baby?
Well, you're a human being. You know a lot of things. I looked at things. Sarah and I are both like on our deathbed, you guys. But somebody from Australia wrote to me the other day when I did a Just David, and she's like, I loved the show. You actually were coughing to death and coughing up a lung. And I mean, thank you very much for still doing the show. And I'm like, unfortunately, we had a major pandemic and the shit was still on. Kelly and Ryan, they were zooming in. I mean, Hollywood don't miss a beat, Sarah. We don't miss a beat over
We
here.
got to put out a show, whether we've got voices, coughs.
Correct. Correct. Sarah said her voice was not
Oh, it was
perfect this
bad.
morning. And I said, well, honey, take a lozenge.
You told me you've used all your comp days.
Uh-huh.
Excuse me.
Mhm.
I
I
get
have
your
never in my life have I seen someone with so many vacations. I mean, how many of you are sitting at a cubicle right now listening to this? I mean, I used to run HR. You get, yeah, the old days, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. 3 weeks is really, it was a lot to get more than 3 weeks. I mean, Sarah takes like, I think,
at
3 months.
TSFS Productions. We're probably on a solid 2 months. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Everyone
Well, when
thinks
you've got seniority, excuse me, when you have seniority here
your
and you're only an
grandfather did.
employee,
Now that is after a few
I
years, you
do.
got an extra week. So I guess you got so who's your number 10? Who is your number 10 as far as who had a great year?
Luann de Lesseps is number 10 on my list.
Ah,
Why Luann? You guys,
mhm.
when Luann walked out in 2024 in Dublin at that, I think it was like a gay pride festival. And I'm telling you, when that crowd erupted like